If you're creating marketing videos for property developers or real estate agents, then getting some amazing video footage is going to be really important. Now in this video I'm going to show you 10 key maneuvers that will give you all the content you need for a really engaging video. Now the key is proper planning and preparation. I've given a list of all the key shots we're going to do today in the description below. You can copy and paste those into your planning document, print it out, take it with you on site and just follow them in order and you'll know you've got everything covered. We'll also be looking at the best video and photography settings for your drone. So let's get out there and do it. Key thing to remember pre-launch is to put all your camera settings how you want them. So for the photography, we'll just leave everything on auto, but make sure we're in raw 48 megapixel files. And then with the video, it'll really depend on the type of shots I'm doing. Sometimes you'll need to be using pro mode, so they're all manual settings, because as you're moving the drone around, it might be looking down at the ground and then looking up towards the sky, and adjust the lighting for that, which might make the ground quite dark, but actually your point of interest, your focus is an object on the ground, a building for example, as we're filming today. I do also like to use just auto mode, and the settings, if they're working well for me, then I'm happy that I'll leave them in that. Also I'll use auto exposure lock, and I'll just lock down the setting if it's looking great and it's going to work well for that shot, so there's no fluctuation. I'll also want to make sure I'm in D-log so I can play around with the highlights and lowlights, and also I'll keep the diagonal crosshair in the frame just to make sure my subject is centered nicely. So here we are at Batchwood Golf Course with this beautiful manor house behind us. It's now disused, it's derelict, and it was a great manor house. It's been a golf club, it's been a boxing venue, nightclub and various other uses. It's a superb location to do these drone shots. The golf course is still active, so we just need to be aware that we don't disturb anyone with that. And we've got our printed out shot list. This means we can work quickly and efficiently through all our key shots to get our drone footage. I'm just going to get this establishing shot now. So that's our opening shot, big, wide, approaching our target, this beautiful manor house. Just make sure I'm nice square onto the building. I'm just going to get a nice cruise-in shot now. Perfect. That's our first shot in the bag. So we just need to go to our list. Second shot is a mid-range 360. Now you can use your quick shots for this to save time. And that's off, and that'll just get that shot for us. And that's that shot completed. It'll just be processing that. So we can just go to shot number 3, which is a top down traveling over the property. Done. We can move on to our next one, which is again our top down with a spiral. You can spiral up or spiral down. So we're going to move the left hand joystick to between 1 and 2 o'clock, so that'll make it rise and turn. Then we've got a mid-range push in, drop down, slide and a turn. I'm going to start at high up, 45 degrees away from the building, as you can see here. So it's almost like I'm going to spiral in very slowly. Then a mid-range slide. Now this is good to do a parallax so you've got something in the foreground. So I'm just going to go to the other side of the building where there's a tree, and we're just going to move with the tree in between the drone and the building. Now I can just do this running parallel across, or I can put a slight turn on it. So we're already on shot 7 and I've only just had to change the battery. Shot 7, close up, point of interest, slide and turn. So we're going to select something on the building that we want to focus on, like the main entrance, and we're just going to slide across and slightly turn to keep that as the main interest. Now to do this, we're going to move the right stick to the right to slide across, and the left stick to the left to just keep it turning facing that door. Shot number 8, close up, slide and reveal. This is a sliding shot from behind an object. I've got a nice big tree here, so I'm going to move the right stick right to slide across and slightly up to move it in, and the left hand stick I'm going to move to the left so it slightly turns in towards the building. Number 9 is my mid reveal, so it's a low rising, so you push in and tilt up from the ground to show the subject. Then number 10 is just the closing shot, which will be a close-up that you rising, pull away and show the whole landscape. It's a bit like a droney, but I prefer to do it myself manually. Can always do that with a little bit of a turn, which would just look like this, and that gives us a nice finishing shot. Now I'm going to give you one bonus shot here, because I said 10, but not every one of these will work in the environment that you're filming, so it's good to have some extra ideas. So what we're going to do is just use the waypoints, and we're going to use the point of interest on that. Right, I'm going to set my waypoints for this mission. I want the drone to drift in, looking at the building, fly over it, turn round, be looking at the main entrance, and then pull up and away, keeping that in the main point of interest. So let's just set that up using waypoints. So I bring up my waypoints. This is my first shot. I'm going to hit add, and I'm going to just minimize that so I can fly the drone in. Now I'm at 40 meters and about a height and just over 100 meters away. So I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to go slightly up to about 50 meters and get over the building, look down at it so I can see where I am. So I'm over the top of the building. Okay, I'm at the top of the building, and that's where I want to make my point of interest, so we know we're looking at this building. Go back to my waypoints, continue to where I want my second waypoint. There's my second waypoint, looking at the building from the other angle. And now I just want to be going up quite steeply and slightly back, so I don't see the sports centre, but I get a nice view of the golf course. And there's going to be my third waypoint. Now I'm going to go to my point of interest, and I'm going to set the altitude at 0, so the point of interest is always going to be looking at this building. We've got to link the waypoints, 1, 2, 3. Apply to all. Okay, we just need to go to waypoints and make sure the first one is going to start recording and the last one will stop recording. And then we also want to look at the global speed, and I want to make that nice and fast, 10 meters per second, thereabouts, to get a really dynamic shot here. Okay, and that's going to apply because it's global to all of them. And that's it. We're going to hit next and hit go, and that's now going to fly back to waypoint 1, turn, start recording, and start the mission. So I hope that's given you some good ideas of how to create your video productions. Now don't forget to check out the description below where you can copy and paste all those shots. And if you're interested in any of the drones that I've used today, then you'll find a link to those in the description below. If you want to see more videos on DJI drones, there's a link to a playlist over here. Show me the love. Please subscribe to the channel by clicking the link up here, and I'll look forward to seeing you over there. If you have pre-loved tech and you want to raise funds for your new gear, then head over to MPB and they'll give you cash for your kit. There's a link in the description below.